Most people look at these white cliffs and see a postcard, a gentle Sunday stroll along the English Channel. What they don't see is an edge that erodes unpredictably, dropping hundreds of thousands of tons of solid chalk straight into the ocean without any warning. 14 miles ahead, 7 relentless, undulating peaks, Britain's highest sheer coastal drop. Today, I'm walking the entire length of the Seven Sisters and finding out what happens when you push yourself to the very edge. Here, you have to go to the seafront. Leaving Seaford Head behind, the trail gives you its first reality check before you even touch the Seven Sisters. To reach the cliffs, you have to cross Cuckmere Haven, where the river meets the sea. There are no bridges at the river mouth. Nature sets a strict timer here. Hit it at high tide and you're forced into a 4-mile inland detour. Hit it at low tide and your only choice is to strip off your boots, step into freezing water and wade straight across. The water is ice cold, zero feeling in my feet right now, but it saved us a 4-mile detour, so I'm happy. Time to put up the boots back on and hit peak number 1. So since we started our hike, this is the highest cliff we have found, and we do have some difficult climbs here, sorts that is giving me a bit vibes of hikes, and I think this is the time to really test Himachali genes.
I didn't come to get my eyes. Don't go here to my eyes.
So we have proved that we belong from Himalayas, Himachal Pradesh, our lovely state, and I think it took us around 20-25 seconds to do that bit, and it was like you were climbing on the cliff. So here we are at the top of first sister out of the Seven Sisters. Look at that view, man. Wow. Nice. On paper, 14 miles doesn't sound extreme, but maps are flat. The Seven Sisters are not. It's a constant punishing cycle of elevation. You conquer heaven, bro, catch your breath at the summit, look up and your heart sinks. Stretched out in front of you are 6 more massive walls of grass and chalk, lined up like giant green waves. You climb up 300 feet, plunge right back down to sea level, and instantly start the next climb. So we started from here, Seaford, and we did all the blockade, this circular leading to Cuckmere Haven, where we had the beach and everything. And then we moved up to the sisters, and now we are here. So these sisters have actually different names. I don't know the names, but we are here. And then our last destination is, I have to go to Eastbourne. From here we will go to Eastbourne, and Eastbourne, once we are at Eastbourne, we will be going back to London. By Hill 5, the psychological toll starts setting in. Your quads burn on every ascent, your knees takes a pounding on every descent, and the coastal wind hits you with zero shelter. But here's a strange mental shift that happens when physical exhaustion meets real risk. Walking just meters away from a sheer drop means your mind can't wander to your phone, your job, or your everyday stress. The friction forces total presence. You aren't thinking 3 miles ahead anymore, you're just focusing on the next 10 paces. So we have reached at a point where we are able to see that lighthouse. Rising on the headland ahead is Belle Tout Lighthouse. When it was built in 1832, it sat safely back from the edge, but these chalk cliffs erode at up to a meter every year. By 1999, the ocean was literally on Belle Tout's doorstep. Engineers had to perform a miracle, jack up an 850-ton stone lighthouse and slide it 17 meters inland on concrete rails just to save it from plunging into the sea. Standing right next to this lighthouse, you realize you aren't walking on permanent rock here. Every step you take is on ground that won't exist in 50 years. You're walking on borrowed time. I'm standing at the very edge of Beachy Head, 531 feet above the waves, 162 meters of brilliant white chalk falling away beneath my boots. It's the highest sea cliff in Britain, and looking out from up here, your eyes just sweep across the English Channel towards the haze of continental Europe. It's a strange, magnetic place, you know. People travel from all over the world and locals walk up from the nearby towns, just like us, to stand in this vast open air. It's landscape made for quiet encounters, long thoughts, and the kind of heavy, honest conversations you only have when looking at an endless horizon. But the sheer beauty carries a deeply human tragedy. Every year, around 20 people come to these exact cliffs, carrying a weight they can no longer bear, and they step off the edge. Before coming to this beautiful location, I read an article by Patricia Gomes, a writer. She actually gave quite a philosophical and very unique point of view about this location. She said these cliffs are like the fortress of solitude, and the erosion isn't just destructive, it's rather creative. And I fully agree with her, and especially now I'm sitting here after that long walk and this fresh air. Her philosophical angle actually sits quite differently when you are here. I'm just thinking how it is that the coastline, it's ripped away by the water, and it doesn't leave a scar, it rather leaves a white land underneath. And I think the same thing is in life. Sometimes we have to strip away that noise, that pressure of our life, and what's left is peace and a real solid nature. Oh wow, I'm also becoming quite philosophical. I think it's in this location. It's so peaceful. Must visit. So after continuous walking and walking, I can see some civilization, guys. There's even a bus and some cars.